People, welcome to a little special episode of the trucking journey. I'm here at the Columbia Yard right now on my first break for trainer certification class, and for the first, I guess it was, what time is it now? 2 hours was spent with Mr. Parker. It was well, question and answer. I'm not going to share the specifics of that group discussion, but what I would like to share is the time that we spent out on the yard after our first break. The training has come outside, people. What we're doing is not us working on our backing, but working on how to teach backing to someone that don't know it yet. And I was reflecting back to like my truck driving school and when I was on Trainer Bill's truck, and what they were doing is not the best way, which is what we're being taught by Mr. Jim Gibson here today. It's not trying to back their truck by remote control, by telling the person go left, go right, go left, go right. And I remember when I was in a new person's shoes, I would get confused of like what was left and what was right, and you know, you're backing up and you're looking at somebody through a mirror that's pointing in a direction. It can get real confusing. So what we're being taught now is to really ask questions instead of give demands. But everybody's getting a turn being the person behind the wheel and also giving the instruction. You know, we're just backing it in a simple hole, but good stuff. Truck drivers go towards trouble when most people are running away from trouble. What this is one of the many teaching strategies for teaching a student how to back a trailer. Experienced truck drivers know exactly what I'm talking about. This exercise here, we're all taking turns being the student behind the wheel and the trainer on the ground. And I went first, and I quickly realized that left and right can be confusing because the guy on the ground's right is the opposite from the guy behind the wheel. But passenger side, driver's side, there's no confusion in that. Most backing situations do not start out as a straight line back, but that's how they're going to end up. And you know you're straight when you can see both sides of the trailer, the rivets of the trailer, in both mirrors simultaneously. But in this exercise, it's not all about giving instructions. It's asking the student questions, like when you see the truck stop here, you ask him based upon the angle of this trailer, if you continue to go straight back, what's going to happen? Okay, where's your trouble going to be? Okay, so what direction do you need to turn the steering wheel in? Okay, because the goal of a trainer is when he's working with a student on backing is to help that student develop the feel, understanding the delay time that the trailer is going to have in reaction to when the steering wheels turn, and begin to see the lines and the angles, understanding how close he or she is to the blind side, to the object on the other side that he can't see. And if there's ever any doubt, then get out. It's the old goal method. Get out and look. Because the #1 type of accident that happens in trucking in general is backing accidents. Either backing into another truck at a truck stop or hitting some object at a shipper or a receiver. And accidents cost trucking companies money. The only type of accident that doesn't cost money is the accident that does not happen. Getting out and looking helps prevent that from occurring. Day 1 of trainer certification is in the books, and I'm going to be staying here at the Columbia Yard tonight, and I've got a dirty truck. But couple of the drivers told me they were coming to this place that I am now. And I'm at what appears to be a very new Petro in Columbia, South Carolina, which is so new it is not listed on my Rand McNally. But fortunately, Trucker Path does update, so I'm here. And up at the top is a Bud Light truck. But there's truck drivers grilling out over here behind me. But this has a similar vibe to like the Iowa 80 style truck stops. But let's go check it out. Well, I may have overspoke. It's not quite Iowa 80. But there is Gamecock gear here, people. Check it out. There's also a Starbucks that doesn't appear to be open, but there's a Quaker lube. Make that Quaker steak and lube. And we ain't here for an oil change, people. I am back at the Columbia Yard, which is where I will be shutting down and waking up in the morning. But that was the brand new Petro in Columbia, South Carolina. It's right off of I-77. It's not listed on my Rand McNally as so new. Guess I need to do another update. But you can find it on Trucker Path, but there's a Love's at the same exit. Maybe exit 5. Don't hold me to that. But I'm back at the terminal, which this is where I'm going to be waking up in the morning for day 2 of trainer certification. It's going really well. Have met, I think there's, I don't know, maybe 8 of us in there that are, you know, becoming trainers here at G&P. A couple of the more experienced trainers, you know, at G&P are here as well. And of course, Jim Gibson is here, and I've been impressed with everything. You know, the day started with Mr. Parker, just kind of sharing some inside scoop, answering any kind of questions. We've got a new enhanced detention pay system that's accumulative over the course of a day, which will come in handy for, you know, those days that we may have 2 and 3 live loads or live unloads over the course of a shift. I'll touch more on that in a later episode. That's not what this is about today, but I will share more with you guys tomorrow. I'm gonna take a look at this footage from today, maybe start piecing it together, and wake up early and have a little breakfast and coffee. But I will see you guys in the morning. Well, it's official, guys. I'm certified to train students now here at G&P. I've got, heck, like 5 of these Nike G&P training team shirts. I guess they think I'm gonna shower and change clothes every day. Probably not. Every other day works for me, and that's what I'll be teaching my students as well. But I've switched lenses. I don't know if you can tell the difference. That 24mm lens, as far as for handheld stuff talking to you guys, it's a little bit too close, and you can adjust, you know, if you want to it to be a little further away, the camera's got to back up, and well, my arms are only so long. So I switched back to my regular lens. Now low light type stuff, the 24mm lens is better. And you know, if I was actually gonna like get a shot of this CB mic or something else, the 24mm lens is good for that. But it's a learning process, guys, and you know, I'm gonna take you guys along for the ride. But speaking of ride, it is time to get on the road. Just got dispatch and I'm headed to the Charleston yard. Gonna bobtail down there and grab a trailer. I do have an update to share with you guys on detention pay. Here at G&P, it's cumulative. Now it don't count for dropping hooks, because you shouldn't ever, you know, take an hour to do a drop and hook anyway. But as far as for live loads and live unloads, just like before, the first hour is free, but you go ahead and send your delayed at shipper when you're gonna have a live load. But it's cumulative over the course of the day. So for an example, if it's, you know, one of those situations where you're getting a live load, a live unload, and then get another live load all in one day, you don't have to do a free hour at each stop. It accumulates over the course of the day. So, you know, first hour's free, second hour's $12.50, and then third, fourth, fifth, and beyond is $15. Which, you know, our main money, you know, isn't made sitting at docks or anything. It's made rolling. But it is nice when you have those days where you're not able to get your 500 miles in because of getting loaded and unloaded. You're still going to get paid a, you know, a moderate type income. But we'll discuss more of that when I'm in those situations, and I'll show you guys how to key that into the Qualcomm and everything. But let's get headed to Charleston. I need to make at least one stop along the way at a Walmart or a grocery store because I'm low on water. And you got to stay hydrated, people. But I'll see you in a bit. Alright, I have made it to the Lowe's DC in Garysburg, North Carolina. And I'm getting ready to unhook from my loaded trailer I brought here. And fortunately for me, my empty is in the very next parking spot. So good job, Lowe's lady. I'm kind of tired, people. I am ready to shut down. So I'm going to do this quick little drop and hook and then find me a place to park. I'm picking up in Euphoria in the morning, so the plan is I'm going to get across the Virginia line, find me a place to park. See you guys in the morning. Good morning, people. I'm coming to you from Emporia, Virginia at the Sadler Brothers truck stop, which is a pretty awesome pilot here in Emporia. But I've been kind of wasting away the morning. Training class got out a little earlier than I was expected. I got started right away, delivered my Lowe's load. This one isn't scheduled to pick up till 1 o'clock, which it's almost 12 now. I'm 5 miles from there. So I'm gonna go ahead and head over there. I called dispatch to see if I could, you know, head over there at 8 o'clock. I talked to 2 of them. I never got confirmation back. So I didn't do that and start my clock because I'm only taking it 324 miles. So, and it's gonna take a while to get loaded here if it's anything like last time. So I didn't want to start my clock too early so I can get under another load after I deliver this to BMW. But it's a rainy, nasty day, people. I was going to get some cool drone footage of this truck stop, but I don't want to get my drone remote, and I usually use the iPad for the remote on that, and it's not waterproof like my iPhone is, so sorry, it doesn't look like there's going to be any drone footage in this episode. But the Sadler brothers, well, all you NASCAR fans know who they are, and Hermie, I think it was his name, he was actually in the restaurant this morning. I didn't chat with him. I'm not a big NASCAR fan like I know some of you guys probably are, but I am a fan of getting things done. So let's get this day rolling and go get our next load. Well, alright people, I am finally backed up to the dock and my truck's bumping around, so they're loading me, so hopefully I will be on the road soon. I'm taking this to the BMW plant in Greer, and then I'm grabbing a load off the Greer yard and headed towards somewhere in Tennessee. Hey, but a quick little reminder for all you guys, make sure you check your permit book, because we're in a new year, so there's probably going to be a few things that are expired. Like my South Carolina fuel tax thing, it's expired, and my permit to carry alcohol is expired. Fortunately for me, I will be able to get that stuff when I go to the Greer yard later tonight. So check your permit folder or whatever you keep that type of stuff in the truck. But I'm going to wrap this one up. I appreciate you guys taking the time to watch. I love your likes, love your comments. Please feel free to share this video or send it to a friend. I know there wasn't as much trainer stuff in this episode as I had originally intended, but don't worry people, in the next few weeks I should have students on the truck with me, so that should be some interesting content, and I am going to take more of a training focused approach in those episodes when I do have students. But if you do like this video, be like this little young man right here, Anthony Bailey, and give it the thumbs up. But until next time, be safe out there and keep on trucking. And subscribe right here, and if you'd like to see another episode, here's a good one right here. See you next time, people.